Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash has just been announced, and today we are going to predict the final roster based off the story mode and the 2v2 system. As of making this video, we do not know how much story the game is going to cover. However, lately Bandai has been prioritizing quality over quantity. Therefore, I have a feeling that this game will release with only the first season in mind and get supported later on with a season pass or some sort of story mode DLC. I also think that the playable characters will also be made with the intention of them being played in 2v2 online sets. This of course does not mean that the game is going to be completely balanced, but fun will be prioritized. With all that said, let's begin. There are a lot of characters that were introduced in the first season, but many of them just wouldn't work as a playable character. Like about half of the cast don't even fight at all. Like, I really hope nobody will think they are going to pull off with Megumi's sister Day One, thinking they are ready to box. I would say that Bandai will not go below 15 playable characters, but also they will not go over 18 playable characters either. Also, while writing the script of this video, I just saw on the official Bandai website that we'll get over 15 playable characters, so that immediately confirms that we cannot have less than 15 characters, but because they start at such a low number, I wouldn't have high expectations. Now I know what you are thinking. You are thinking that the best case scenario that I'm mentioning is too low for a 2v2 fighting game, which I can get behind, sure, but there is one key point you've gotta understand. It is never a good idea to fill up a roster with characters just because they were in the anime. Also, I want to keep your expectations as low as possible because the game is being made by Viking. Not to say that they are not competent developers, but these are the people that worked on My Hero One's Justice 2 and My Hero Ultra Rumble, and considering the fact that Ultra Rumble is coming this fall, there is a pretty good chance that they are short-handed. Alright, let's start talking about those characters. As I said, characters are most likely gonna be prioritized based on what happened in the story, and considering that we wanna fight each other, I'm just going to skip characters that did absolutely nothing or not enough to justify a character slot. Thanks to the trailer, we have already seen gameplay for Yuji, Megumi, Gojo and Nobara, so they are instantly a no-brainer pick. These were the easiest picks, so that's 4 characters. We can also see Maki, Inumaki and Panda at the end of the trailer, and since these 3 are part of the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie, they could even have an alternative costume from that part of the story, but I would say that's probably going to be a story DLC, so I'm not counting on Okotsu and Geto at all. Speaking of the trailer, we can also see Sukuna at the very end, but because this is a 2v2 game and because we are talking about Sukuna, I just cannot see him fighting with anyone together. Of course, he could be some sort of power-up for base Yuji, but again, not a separate character. I will say for sure that players will go apeshit if Sukuna is not playable in some way, so I will say maybe, but there's probably some sort of catch to this. So yeah, 7+1, we are doing good so far. You cannot have a Jujutsu Kaisen game without curses. Mahito, Hanami and Jogo had important roles in the anime, and if we get them as playable characters, we can pretty much expect Junpei, Todo and Nanami. 13 into 14 real quick, because I refuse not to include Miwa in the game. She's just too precious. Since we are touching on characters that fought in the Kyoto Goodwill event arc, I will say that Mai and Noritoshi Kamo will also be playable characters. I'll go ahead and say this in advance, they will be the most annoying characters, if zoning will be a thing in this game. But that's just me hating on the character type, nothing more. 16+1 characters. As a joke character, we might even have Gakuganji Yoshinobu, I'm pretty sure I said his name wrong, the old guy with the guitar. I'm not a fan of joke characters, and I get that his powers make sense, but I just cannot take him seriously. Like, an old guy fighting with a guitar is, well, at least it's interesting, I'll say that for sure. 17+1. The last couple of characters, in my opinion, are in the maybe category because I can only see them be in a boss fight. Like, there is the Banda versus Makamaru fight. Like, yes, Makamaru, I would say that's just a boss fight, but maybe not. And Eso with Keichizu as one character. Like, you know, like, I don't see one of them work without the other one, so 2 is in 1. Like, that's, I'm considering them as one character. So yeah, there you have it, 17+3 characters. There are a couple of characters that I feel wouldn't work in a 2v2 Jujutsu Kaisen game, like I don't think that Momo or this Curse Spirit have done enough to have a slot in the character list, but hey, I'm just here making predictions, I might be wrong. Once again, we still have no definitive proof of how many playable characters we are going to have in Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, but based on my logic, it's pretty safe to assume that we'll have at least 17 characters, and perhaps some of the maybe picks will also turn into actual characters. And that is it for Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash. Feel free to let me know down in the comment section who you'd like to play when the game releases, and please hit the like and the subscribe button while you're at it. It helps my channel to grow a lot, trust me. I also host sets between the best Demon Slayer players all around the world, and you can bet that I will do the same in Jujutsu Kaisen, so if you'd like to see what the future holds for the game on my channel, click one of the cards on the screen right now. Thank you everyone for watching, stay safe, until next time boys. Peace!